Hello, hello, hello. What's happening? What's happening?
Check, check, check.
Yeah.
Audio check.
Yeah. Man, I couldn't think of nothing today. I couldn't think of how to get on StreamYard. I just freaking blank. I think about that. Oh man, been pretty good weather around
Too hot
here. No, not at all. Today was
for me.
beautiful. Good air conditioning.
90 degrees.
You can walk out in the house in your shorts and come back in your shorts. Oh, I put three layers of clothing on every freaking winter, man.
I haven't worn
Yeah.
long pants for a while.
Yeah, neither have I. I think I go to immigration. That's about it. Then I got my high tops on with ankle socks. I don't think I own a pair of regular ones. Oh, man. So what's new with you?
I saw a couple of weeks ago, I saw what's his name, Tim K was down in your neck of the woods in Butuan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
For
doing
what?
a Minden. He took a boat to Surigao City with his Toyota FJ and his
Oh,
scooter on the back, and he drove down to Butuan, spent a night there, drove on down to Davao and down in Cagayan de Oro or whatever that, or General
yeah,
Santos down there.
yeah, Jinsan. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Really? Well, I
he
don't
did a
follow the
Mindanao
guy.
trip.
Oh, is that what that was all about? Somewhere he's never been.
Yeah.
I don't watch the guy.
Yeah.
To my FJ,
I just
Jesus.
happened to see it because it said Butuan City, so I looked at it.
You know what? A long time since I saw that foreigner in the Philippines guy, the British guy, that became American citizens so he could get his Social
Right,
Security. Well, I must have been missing something because they're into selling real estate and all this other stuff now. I don't know if something happened with their channel because somebody said well, he goes out and buys a $60,000 base. Well, in the States, 40 something here. He goes and buys what do you call it, the Ford Raptor.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Hey, Simon. And I watched a part of a video and I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm trying to see if I didn't follow him. So he probably got the boot.
How you doing, Simon? How's
You-
your homeland? They got everybody silenced now with your new regime.
My fellow Brit is back live tomorrow. Well, hallelujah, man. Where's he been? Did he get the land and the what do you call it?
Tony, remember when we used to have the Jerry Lewis telephones when we were little?
Yeah, I used to stay up for that.
Maybe he's
too.
having his own version of it.
Oh man, I used to stay up all night to watch that stuff. When I was younger, Jerry Lewis, I loved it when they had Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra in there.
Now maybe they'll have an e-begging marathon.
Well, you know what? In today's world, you don't even have to hide what you do or how you are. People will still,
Yep. A fool and their money are soon parted, they say.
My fellow Brit is back live tomorrow. Well, which one?
On YouTube, you mean, Simon?
The Overlords rule people. Fucking Overlords. No. No. Well, it's good. At least he didn't die, hospitalized or whatever.
Who?
You get to twit.
Hospitalized?
I said at least it wasn't.
Oh,
No. How would I know? Okay, you be the last one.
wonder, do they have happy farms over there, Tony?
Happy Farms.
Yeah, you know, where life is beautiful all day long. Remember that old song?
Oh,
Coming to take you away. Haha.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remember that
Oh
one?
my God. Yeah.
When we were kids, that song was popular.
Yeah, I was on Milwaukee. I had WRIT and I forgot RIT and Kate. I forget. Bob Berry was a popular DJ in Milwaukee. They moved they had their studio on Sherman and Fond du Lac Avenue that he got robbed a couple times. They moved the station.
Hey,
That's on
Simon,
YouTube.
Simon, I saw something on the internet news about UK's thinking of bringing your pension age up to 71. That ought to make your co-national happy, huh? He's
Well,
waiting for
yeah.
the 67. Now they're going to
Hey,
bump it up to 71.
I don't know if Ronald's in the background. Maybe nobody is now, but they had a commercial, and the dude just ripped on her about Bionomics. You know, all these things that cost 50% more and all this shit. And, Bionomics is working. And what was that other thing? Oh, Trump said that he would. Trump said that he would eliminate the Social Security tax. Now, the only way you can eliminate that is if he jacks the other one or reduces the other one, other money we get. So it'll probably be a push. They usually do that. But man, that would be nice. I don't even know how much we pay. I got myself down for an extra $1,200, so I get with my deduction. I was down to $1,500 or something.
Simon, they got to make you work longer to pay for all your free guests.
So I'm on YouTube. Where's the guy been? Well, hopefully no disease or drug whatever. Oh, drug and alcohol.
Rehab. That's it.
Well, no, I just meant that you don't want to be. You know what I mean? You really. I had a childhood friend of mine. Was kind of like a third party friend. You know, my other friends of mine grew up with the guy, so I didn't know him as well as them. But I used to sit there and I was out smoking a doobie with him, and this Jerry was an asshole, man. I heard him I happened to be listening to the local radio station morning show, and you could hear him say my last name, you know. And his brother Steve was cool. Their last name was Kiss, Kiss. So Steve moved down to Houston. He was an alcoholic, you know, and he got the coin, you know, the founder and all of that. He was X amount of months or whatever sober, you know. And what he used to do, he told me, he would be in the house with his wife, whoever his wife was at the time. And she, of course, you know, knew what his situation. And he walked out the back door to take the trash out, and he stayed out all night, thinking that she'll never know, you know. Man, YouTube, boy, that's gonna draw that's going to draw quite a few.
Gonna go viral.
Yeah, man. He should. Maybe the Twitch should have a kind of like a telethon, like all night, 24 hours. You know. Boy, I can hardly wait, man. He got a citizenship or something, or his family, kids and his wife.
Simon,
Always
have you
come
heard
to
how Monk is doing and his wife? How's their health?
Wife, he ain't married yet, is he?
No, that's a different one, Tony. There's 2 monks.
Oh yeah, the one that the Twit's friends with, and then there's one that he is.
There's the young IT guy. Not
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
It's the other guy.
Oh,
The guy
I
who's-
know. Got that raccoon on there or something?
Simon knows who I'm talking about.
I think I do, but I just can't.
Woody. Remember Woody from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, I thought the dude had a raccoon like or something on there. I don't follow that shit no more.
Didn't Woody wear a mask like the Lone Ranger? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Tom Hanks there.
Well, Simon's got early Dark Friday, right? How's that project coming along, Simon? Huge project.
Where? Oh, the one he's been working on.
The one he's working on for months, yeah.
I thought it was a year. That ain't that bar thing was last year. Eh? Where they walk through a maze or something like that.
No, this is a big old warehouse thing. It's huge.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. But what was that for? And what was the
Probably
company?
shipping, storage, transfer. You know how big trucks come and unload their cargo, and then other trucks come take it somewhere else, right? It's probably a transit facility for cargo or something. At least that's what it's big enough to be. I don't know what it is.
I got to schedule my what do you call it, exam pretty soon. The only thing bad about you go to hospitals here, you spend days, going to the lab and then chasing paperwork. And
Do you remember Ronald said he was in one day with his leg and was $1,500?
here,
Man, they really saw him coming. Yeah,
For
one
what?
day. I don't
I
know. His
didn't
leg
hear
was
him.
acting up or something. And when he first
Well,
got
he-
there, he was having problems. His
recirculation.
leg was swelling or something. And yeah, one day,
Well-
1,500. They were like, "Yeah, sir, you really need to stay longer." He's like, "No, not at this rate.
well,
I can't afford to stay any longer."
for what I would do for my upper and lower GI there is then the guy this like a general doctor. I went about the medications and stuff, and he said, "Yeah, we don't usually take the polyps out." Yeah, fuck that. I'm thinking, yeah, well, mine will be,
What do you mean, for a colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they remove them right away here.
No way. Yeah, I know that. I had it done twice. What I had the first time, I had 8, and then I was down to 3. And I told my doctor, he was like the Dr. Yaroboro. And he was like the man from Glad, with the perfect white hair, one daughter, married her off. I said, "Man, I only had 3. That's pretty good." He said, "None is good."
Yeah.
And then the other doctor I had after he retired, Blotz, his last name is Blotz, almost like Blatz, but a little different. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, can you do both the same day? And he said, oh, sure. We don't do that. I said, yeah, with the other guy, I had to come in for one and, $700 in my pocket at the time. And then I had to come in again for the other one.
What are you
He said,
talking?
oh, yeah,
The endoscopy and then the colonoscopy, right?
yeah. Upper GI to take your throat,
Right.
scope your throat, stomach.
Just tell them, make sure that you do the upper one first before you
Yeah.
clean off the probe.
He said, yeah, it'd be kind of a murky picture, wouldn't it? He said, oh, yeah, we don't do that shit here. I can do that. I thought, cool.
Man, that's a word I haven't heard in a long time. Blatz. Wasn't that a beer?
No, it was a beer in Milwaukee.
BLATZ, right?
Yeah, BLATZ.
Blatz. I remember
But
seeing that.
But this doctor's last name was Baltz. Like, I never heard of it before.
Right.
It wasn't Blatz, but I don't even know.
Wow.
That shit.
Yeah, I haven't heard that Blatz since we were teenagers.
Yeah. Well, that kind of beer, if you started out drinking it, it was fine.
Yeah.
But if you switch
it's kind of like
it,
Schlitz and Blatz.
dude,
Right.
if you went from, I'm talking about, they have the old Pabst back now for the last, I don't know how many years, since the Jewish dude in Washington State died. He owned Olympia and all that, Galvanovitz or something. And they changed the formula, and Pabst was the number one beer in Milwaukee, period, man. But he did something to the formula anyway with Blatz. If you switched to it after you were drinking something else, you could taste the hop. It was just you couldn't switch and suck. But if you started out with it, it was okay. And they had boy, Blatz Bart was deadly, man. Oh my God. That was like a green eggs and ham kind of shit, So I took out of my suitcase. I had a couple of those shorts I bought at Walmart called And One. That's a brand name.
There you go. And one.
I wore them one time in the machine. They're shitty. I mean, they're $10 a piece. But it looked like the front of them looked like I had those what are those pickers walk through the woods, and get those little miniature
The stick things that stick on you, yeah.
Yeah. And you got more than you knew you had. And it looked like a bunch of those were all over the place. Simon's silent about the return.
What?
Simon's quiet about the return of the play. Well, other than hey, there's no ill will in nobody. Right? This shooting the kids involved.
This weekend, tomorrow morning, I'm golfing with my high school classmates, our 45th reunion.
Gee.
Golf outing.
Fucking burping
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When I was in school, I hardly stayed in high school. I had more days out than I did. But I junior high and that, kind of grade school and junior high, I used to hang out with a guy named Manny Silva and Richard Cuevas. His nickname was Choo Choo. And Michael Lesh and his brother. But his brother was, his mother was Mexican. His father was whatever, Lesh is German or whatever. And he, his brother Jeff, that was his name. You'd never known the guy was Mexican. But I always had a smaller circle, man. I wasn't one for that big big freaking click thing. But then my friend George, I knew him from grade school too. And all of a sudden, one day he come walking down the street as basketball, because up the street from me was a grade school that they first built when we first moved to the south side. They took down a whole half of two sides of the street, half a block on each side. Allen Field. It replaced the old Walter Allen one. And I was in the first, second grade class in that school. So anyway, he comes walking down the street with a basketball. Stopped by and we started hanging out, from there at for a long time. He wanted to get together before I came back over here, but I was feeling like shit from my depressed about not coming here and the surgery shit I had. And I said, he goes, yeah, we ought to hang on. I said, man, listen, I'll see you when I see you, man.
These guys, I haven't seen any of them since the last reunion 5 years ago. So
I really don't. Well, aside from the guys I just mentioned, I really don't have any.
No, I don't hang out with. Once we graduated high school, man, I didn't see anybody really. Well, and then I went to the military, so I was gone from here.
Yeah. Well, the former girlfriend I had, and I left one school, went to another one for about 6 months, and that was it. But the girlfriend I had at the time, I don't know what happened, man. We just, then I see her like, she had a friend, and the friend, the last time I saw her, she's with this girl that always said, come on, let's go. Forget about it, So I went up there like the same place I had last seen her like for every Friday for a month. Didn't see her no more. So, but sweetheart, real sweetheart. Family was cool. A big family, good people. It really made you feel at ease. And then I run into her, like back in. When did I start going there again? Went to a place called Landmark. It was a historical building. It was like a Pony Express kind of stop thing. And I saw her. I go, hey, Julie, geez, I haven't seen her since I told you before I was 18 years old. The second time I saw her what was I, man? Later 30s. And I said, she goes, whatever happened? He said, I don't remember. She goes, yeah, I was trying to think of that, And just like that time, her friend again, oh, let's go. You've been over here long enough, But her girlfriend had a very leather face from smoking, man. I mean, she didn't look good. And then I go back up to the bar because I was on at a little table near the entrance for whatever reason. And I go up there, they say, hey, who's that girl? I said, it's a girlfriend from high school. You gotta be shit. They didn't think I could get such a cutie, But I said, they said, well, what happened? I don't know. That's what we were talking about. I couldn't remember, but when my boy and girl fraternal twins there, I said, well, you come down to McDonald's there. Hang up. Well, I don't want to start that. I said, that's not what I'm saying. I just flew to reminisce, and that's all. But it's probably she was probably one of the better girlfriends I ever had in my life. Super family, her brothers were cool. The one that we hung out with, we used to all go roller skate. And brother Chuck was a clown, man. He'd make you laugh all the time, you know. They're a very nice family, big family,
Yeah.
one of those families with
Yeah, it's
8
all
or
fun and
9
games
kids.
until the wedding cake.
No, that's what. Listen, I she was the same kind of person. I saw her again that she was in high school. She was a sweetheart. I just I don't know what happened. It wasn't a big deal, man. It was no huge fallout. But oh, she goes, oh yeah, you look nice with your hair. So, oh, I couldn't stand that long hair. You never told me. I'm 16 years old, you know. I'm gonna have my hair like I want to have. Just can't do that no more. But good people, though, man. It was nice to see them again. Again. Always remember the good ones, you know. Good people. Never.
Yeah, if
She
they could have
smoked
just
though.
stayed that way, huh?
She got well. In hindsight's always 2020. She always smoked once in a while. That was before I started smoking. You know, one of my friend George, come over one time. All of a sudden, we started smoking. I'm 18 years old. You know? I never did it up to. Well, I stole a couple of my mom's. You know, and puff and choke and all that shit because she smoked Bel Air and Salem. And but the friend from high school, she always did. That never bothered me. But, she still did. You know. But super person, man. You know, just all around super. Uh, I didn't have a chance really to piss her off, but so, there's about 2 people I can remember like that. That was about it. Super, you know, super folks. I would have just have probably screwed that one up too, you know. The last time I saw them was 2000. I don't even know, man. Maybe 2005. I was about. It was about. It was earlier than that. Around 2000, 2002, something. But yeah, sure. My kids were playing baseball. So 10 years old, born in 90, end of December of 92, but 93, I can't remember. They'll be 31 in December. It was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Yeah, 19. I was born in 92. I was about 6 years old at the time. So, yeah, I ran into it in the late 90s. But I was so.
Guess my wife just had to start taking high blood pressure pill.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
From chomping on that cricket rice, huh?
I don't know. You know, it's her mother passed away at 61 from bad heart. You know, but it's something. You know, if she was in the States and had, you know, monitored from the start, she probably would have lived. You know,
Yeah.
she probably just needed medication or maybe a stents or a bypass or something. You know,
Well,
but
yeah.
she couldn't afford. You know, so
Of course, that's why
she
they let
died at
stuff.
61. I never got to meet her actually.
And my grandmother died at
She
61 too.
was down in Mindanao, and when I first went to meet my wife, I only spent 10 days there, and that was in Metro Manila. And I wanted to go down, you know, take a overnight ferry or something, and go down and meet her mom. But my wife said no. My mom said you're only here 10 days. Don't waste your time, you know. And she
My
ended
grandmother,
up dying like 3 months later. So
my grandmother had a multitude of things, diabetes, all kinds of shit. A long list, you know. So she was the oldest, 11 in the family, her family. She was the oldest, and she died. Well, no, she didn't die first. They had a brother named Anton. Tony, I don't remember. And she was 61 also. Hopefully I can make it in December, because my grandfather died a month after his 63rd. Yeah, I used to tell my mother, I said, just call me Al, 'cause I love my grandpa. Just call me Al. I wanted, that was his name, Albert, American name.
Well,
Albert.
I figured when I retired, I figured whatever I had left in my, retirement account, I'd stretch it out 10 years. Because in 10 years, I probably won't know, if I'm still living, I won't know who I am anyways, because that's when my
Oh.
dad got Alzheimer's, in his early 70s. So,
Well, like I said, I mean, I just have a problem with short term. Yeah. Like I was just saying, I go to click on StreamYard, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do this, man? God. It's only been a week. I just, what I think about that? My grandfather had strokes, 2 strokes killed him. What I think Alzheimer's is I think that your brain, just like a computer, has a maximum space that you can use, certain, depending on what you got, whatever package you got. And I think that the brain is like, if you got 60 years, you got about 50 years of shit crammed in your head. Everything,
no, I don't think we don't use a mere fraction of our brain. Because there's people out there. You've seen those people that have like a photographic memory, or they can read an entire telephone book and remember. So we don't use. I don't think it's an overload. I think our pipes get clogged just like in a vehicle, And
I wasn't meaning.
The connections don't get made. The synapses in the brain, those connections are no longer there. They're not healthy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a chemical thing, and they're going to find out it's probably something simple, and they're going to come out with a pill for it,
You just said it, man. I understand the capacity that one can have.
Right.
But I'm talking about being stuck in that quarter pie of everything, and and reaching your maximum. It's storing as much as you can store before you start running slower, just like the computer. What launches us or makes us go to use the entire thing? I don't know. That's just my theory on it.
Probably those magical mushrooms.
I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, how many times you talk about something or whatever, and you go, oh, fuck it, who gives a shit? You don't want to bother with that. Anyway, I hope that, I read like the blood pressure medicine I take. You take the blood pressure or the levothyroxine? The what do you call it? I even forgot what the hell that pill's for. Oh my God. But one of them gives you over years of use, gives you memory loss. So I'm only starting to pay attention to this stuff now. But the guy goes, "Oh, you don't need to take that no more." Yeah, right, man. Fuck that. You telling me I ain't got no cholesterol issue? I'll go back there in 6 months and I'll have get the liver tested again. And if it should be, and it probably would be on zero, because I'm not eating that much shit. But I think what really did it was there was a long time where I was down in five of Cokes a day, eating pizza twice a week. So I mean, the garlic salt in one's beneficial, But I figure, I tell you, man, you really gotta figure the shit out for yourself. But what really opened my mind to understanding stuff was the Ronald. You know, so
Ronald.
yeah, it was at a what do you call it? A mind for knowing what's what does what to whatever, you know. So the doctor says no oil, no this and that. I'm like, fuck do I eat that? You know? And my wife, when she cooks fish, you know, they just soak it with salt.
Hmm.
And someone would just take a freaking bottle of G or what was that stuff? It wasn't G&W, that was sugar. What was the other one? What was the one with the girl with the umbrella on the package? Morton's.
Man.
It was Morton.
Morton Salt, right?
Yeah. Morton salt. Yeah. Yep. Morton's. I got my first taste of sea salt when I was in Florida. I went in water. You know, I'd always heard about that. I'm going out. You know, it was like putting rock salt in your mouth. Yeah, so what's new there? Your wife just started taking, where they got her on a 25, 25.
Something like that. Yeah.
I forget what I take now. I think mine went up a little bit.
Is it 2.5 milligrams? Something like that. It's real minuscule, but
I don't know about 2 point. That sounds like a lot.
or maybe 0.25. I don't know
I
what.
forget. Maybe I was 10 or something, 5 or 10. I forget. I really don't. I'd have to look at the freaking bottle. But the doctor said, "Oh, you don't need to take that. What's it called? Amitriptyline." And that's a medical field, the way of dealing with depression is giving you a pill that makes you go to sleep. You know, then you don't, then you're not depressed for 8 hours or 5 hours. But I was, the doctor goes, "Oh, you don't need that anymore. You don't need this one. You don't need an extra, what do you call it? Stomach. It also Security. Does you also bleed?" I said, "No, not anymore." "Well, you don't need that." Well, he tried to tell me I didn't need the other one that lowers the pulse rate. He said, "Oh, this is 100. Yours is that's within your limit." I said, "100's the maximum number." I said, "That's what I wake up with." You know what I mean? And if I wasn't taking the one I'm taking at, I wouldn't be at 100. You'd be looking at probably 120 something. So I said I don't feel comfortable with it.
What's yours called? This amlodipine or something like that?
Yeah, Lodipine.
Amlodipine, 2.5 milligrams.
I don't know what I got.
2.5. That's what.
I have to look at my thing. Mine was at.
It's pretty low if your cholesterol one is like 40 milligrams. So
Well,
for
I
your
was,
statin.
yeah, I was at. Well, that's 20. I went down to 20 from 40 because I wasn't doing that 40 with the horror stories. They go, "Man, you know, we lower this here because I'm not feeling too good about this 40, you know." And they go, "Yeah, I agree with you." You know, one nurse said, "Well, doctor lowered it to 20." So this last time I went was actually the first time my blood work had been done in a couple of years. So, you know, him saying, "Well, you don't need that. You know, you don't have to take that." I go, "Okay, well, you know, let's let's see how it is, because if it was perfect with eating the pizzas once in a while, then well, I don't even have that now. Well, you gotta, based on all your experiences and your visits that you've had, and then this guy sees you once. Anyway, my wife went to try to. I take 100 milligram pill. You can only get 25s here. So if I want to get 60 days worth, I got to order 90 or 120, because it's 4 a day. So all of a sudden she goes there and she went to Rose or Mercury for both of them, and they went to a place and they wouldn't give it to her. That doctor must have said something, because he didn't think I should take it, but that's him. So I said, well, let me. I had to start taking it for a reason. Maybe it was based on my diet, frozen pizzas from the supermarket. But lately, the last 2 years, I'm a pounding that Coca-Cola like crazy. With a couple of, they got that orange one here. Kids like it. It reminds me of a Mountain Dew with the like total sugar, crash. Royal it's called. And that stuff, man. That'll get you jacked up more than Mountain Dew. I've been limiting. I mean, I had 3 today. It was the first time I had 3 since I don't know, a week. So, because he said my non-fatty, non-alcohol drinking liver being that, supposed to be from 47. I don't know what the range. I don't know what the number, but the number 47 was ideal, I guess. But he said, you're 3 times over that? Yeah, 3 times. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I have it too, but I've never seen a number for that. I don't know which number, what category he's talking about.
It's all new to me too, man. I didn't know. I still don't understand what the fuck that meant.
I'm sure it has to do with liver enzymes, but I don't know what that reading. I know there's one called bilirubin, but that's just like the jaundice,
Yeah.
And that number's low, like it should be single digits. So, and if 6 is normal, mine was like 8 and it was high or something. But I've never heard of 47. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I might have to ask him next time I'm in there.
Yeah, maybe it was 4 to 7. I don't know, but I know what you're talking about, that John's guy, because one of my regular passengers I had, he always tell everybody on the bus what a great driver I was. I'm like, hey man, cool, because there might be assholes on there that I don't get along with, But he was dying. His wife, Bob, his name was Bob, short guy, full head of hair too, like 80. Not my dad, around my dad's age, 80 plus at the time. Super guy, and I used to pick up him and his wife, and then all of a sudden, like a year later, she was in the nursing home for the rest of her life. And I saw him, and the last time I saw him, I see him at the local grocery store. And I swear to God, it was like going to that place once our kids were older, out of school. It was like a reunion. You'd always see somebody you hadn't seen in a while. But you saw somebody every week. And Bob's eyes were, they were extremely yellow, real bad. And he said to me, yeah, doctor says I only got X amount of time. And I'm like, oh, man. I worked with a lady like that too. I knew she had problems. Black lady named Shirley Washington. And her daughter, obviously her daughter is black. She married a white guy. Her son married a black one. So, sure too, like that. She said, I don't know. My doctor said something about circulation. I had another friend that worked with my dad's age said, doctor said his circulation in his legs. He goes, yeah, my doc said it don't look too good for me. I'm like, come on. Now him and her. And then I hadn't seen her around in about 2 weeks. And I say to this other lady, well, we're all friends. Said, where's Shirley been? Oh, she died. Well, how come nobody told me? Dorothy told me that. Dorothy Mel, another lady there. I said, oh, fuck, you took a collection up for it? I didn't even know. That kind of, known a couple of people now, that fucking moved, passed on after, they told me. And I'm thinking to myself, I can see. I go, you look healthy to me. What do you mean you can't do nothing for you? Well, anyway, Bob said, last time I saw him, his eyes were just super yellow. Man. So I knew that had something to do with his kidneys or his liver. Good guy, too, man. Nice guy. Super guy. I said, hey, he goes, yeah. I said, he's telling me his daughter lived in these condos I had been in when they were new, looking for and he goes, yeah, my daughter just got the divorce. I said, oh yeah, well, she looked like that. She's kind of big, he said. Oh my God. Okay. That's enough for me there, pal. Oh my God. What's up with Ronald tonight? They must be preparing for the big party tomorrow.
Now he was on David's earlier this morning for you.
David? Who was?
David in Arkansas. Ronald was on his stream.
Oh good. That'll be our morning.
Yeah. It was like 10 hours ago or whatever that was. 8 o'clock Eastern time, which would have been 8 o'clock this morning, your time.
Yeah. Green Bay plays on down in Brazil on Friday night.
They play what? Where?
They play Philadelphia down in Brazil.
Why are they playing in Brazil?
I don't know. Yeah. Well,
the season.
I don't know if that
preseason's done now.
I know that the regular season's next Friday, I think.
Next Friday, Green Bay's playing in Brazil.
Yeah. I don't know if they got anybody going to England this year or not.
That's a long way away for them.
Yeah, man, come on. You imagine logistics, you start doing base. You ever did baseball? Why do they call it World Series? I don't know. You just coined a freaking phrase, popular sporting phrase.
How are they making more money by playing in Brazil? I just don't.
No, it's just to give them a taste of it, man. But I'm telling you, crowds, because Mexico crowds would be. I just can't see the logistics and all that shit. If you tried to expand from the whole world, it's just too many. The flying time would just wear your ass out all the time.
But I doubt the ticket price in Brazil is anywhere near what it is for a Green Bay home game, right?
Well, I don't know.
Oh well.
I went to one game at Lambeau Field. I worked at County Stadium as an usher, so I got to see a couple there. And I'd rather be at home watching on the tube than being able to go to my bathroom whenever I want. They were playing Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay sucked at the time, but they beat them. Oh, shit, I gotta go check something, man. Hold on. Oh, boy. Back in. Huh. So anyway, the extensions are coming along out there. One for the kitchen to put a stove stove and refrigerator out there.
Wasn't Butuan's Fiesta in the last week or two?
Oh, that was a Bonga.
When was that Fiesta?
Yeah, Fiesta.
When?
Last week.
Uh-huh.
Last week or two ago, I guess. I haven't. I told the young man I was on the plane with. He was from a Bonga. He's like, yeah, maybe I'll see it. I didn't ask him. He's no FW. Maybe it was. I don't. I said that's a pretty small town, man. I mean,
Till you've been on the street and there's a gazillion people there.
Yeah, well, that's from all around you, up in the. I don't see, since they put in that hydroelectric plant, that sucked up the cold spring they had, from deep down, the nice, pure, clean, drinkable water. The fish in that water. I mean, you could run that water nonstop, in the house, but there's that. I don't see how that plant put an end to that, but it put an end to all the fish that were around there. The only, the one in where I used to live, off Lake Michigan, that one, of course, you got colder waters, and the hydroelectric plant it would draw fish to it because of the warmth, So I don't get it, man. What do people get by on? My point there, I mean, they put in a casino like you got people that can that hardly have anything, or you might have somebody that's an alcoholic and they spend money on a fucking casino. That's crazy.
I got a question for those people getting a government check deposited on the first of the month.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Saturday the 31st, right?
Mhm.
Sunday
30th.
First. No,
Yeah.
today's the 30th. Friday. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Today
8:30.
it's still the 30th in the Philippines as it is here. Saturday is the 31st. So will they deposit the money on a Saturday morning?
I got
Because
mine.
it isn't in today. I checked my bank.
I got mine yesterday or today. It was I checked it today.
It's
So
Friday. It should be in today, right? Since
I would think.
the first falls on Sunday. Well, it's not in there, so
Mine,
maybe they're going to put it in
mine,
tomorrow.
they said, I happened to look on my online thing and it said by September 3rd.
Hmm.
So I had looked, I had looked
Yeah, because
earlier this
Monday
week.
is Labor Day in the States. So that's a
Yeah,
federal holiday.
I looked at my stuff out of curiosity because I was looking at my online account and it said what do you call it, will be deposited on the by the 3rd or something like that. So I look at it today or yesterday or today, and it was in there. I'm like, oh man, that's
Yeah, well, mine's not. I figured it'd be in Friday, but maybe tomorrow morning. Who knows?
yeah. Well, if I had mine today or yesterday or whatever, I can't remember. I think it was today. You should see yours tomorrow.
Is yours
What's your
pension or is it Social Security?
both?
Oh,
Oh no, let me take that back. The pension one usually comes on uh, da, 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 da.
your bus company pension. When's that come?
It comes anywhere between the 7th of September or 7th of the month.
7th. Uh-huh.
So if
Mine's always the 1st, but
it,
obviously not today.
if it is a Friday and it is 7, it'll go that day. But if it's the weekend and you got it, and the 7th is Monday, that's when you'll get it.
Now, my Social Security is supposed to come on the 4th Wednesday of the month. But usually it always shows up Monday morning before that 4th Wednesday. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, well, me too. I was surprised. I go, well, I had to fill out that sheet, that proof of life kind of thing it's called.
Right.
That's just, well, anyway, I filled it out. I was like almost 3 weeks ago. And I thought, man, are they going to call me or, because what's his name says, Michael always says that they stop it and then, this, that, and the other thing. Like, oh, great, I've got a lot of shit going on with the construction and other stuff. And it arrived. I mean, just like it always has. And I'm thinking, well, they must have gotten my letter by now. So maybe, but I'm waiting. I always have my phone on all night sometimes because, if they call me, well, they know I'm here. Before I left, I said, they gave me the address and the phone number of the what do you call it here? But all this here is any personal business still has to be done with the one back home. So I'm thinking, should I call my local one if I have to? Or should I call the federal one? Now, the federal one, I sat on that phone line for 50 minutes once.
Yeah. So,
and I thought, what the fuck am I doing? So I call up the local one and get the same results only 15 minutes earlier.
So you still maintain your health insurance from your job, right? But you cannot use it over there at all for health care or drugs.
You can. Well, you can if you're
if you're a visitor, quote.
Yeah. Well, the person I talked to the last time, I think they were new at this because I had in the past been told that I couldn't use it at Guam or Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden Puerto Rico's included, but not Guam. And I thought to myself, I got to call them again.
But I mean, you've got an incredibly low monthly, right, premium, but it does you no good if you can't use it, right?
Oh, don't. Yeah, well, I'm still worth $48. It's the best $48 I ever threw away.
Yeah, but you don't use it. You can't use any of it
That's
as
okay.
long as you live there.
If I have an issue that doesn't warrant, it's not an emergency, I'm good because my health insurance is. It was explained to me by the human resources lady. It's the same thing as when I was working. The same
Right. I
deduct.
know it's cheap and it's great, but you can't
Mhm.
use it, right?
I could
So
use it if I'm on. If
if
this
you
way,
went back to the States to get something done, yeah, you
no,
could use it.
if I had an emergency here, I could use it here.
Wow.
But the thing is, and if they, I'm certain they would do this if they follow up and go, wait a minute, when
Wait,
did you
you've
get?
been there a year and a half. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, if you go, yeah, they check it out. I'm sure they would,
Right.
especially if I had a second occurrence. But
Mhm.
but they'd go, hey, oh, well, when did you when did you
When
go
did you
over
go
there?
to visit?
Yeah, about January of 23.
Yeah.
Well, that was 2 years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
so then you got problems. But I really couldn't. I know somebody was. I know some American over here was crusading about being able to use your Medicare over here, but it's good because of my company. Shit is tied into the Medicare and Medicare, and you I, you can use it, just like regular insurance. Your deductibles up to $1,000, that kind of thing. I'm like, man, I can't. I almost started crying. The lady told me that. I go, I can't believe this. $48, for this. I kept saying it to myself. I'm like, geez, this is. But the only thing is, Biden took away child care credit. Now they think, what's her face says, but you don't hear nothing about that. If Trump would have been the one doing that, they'd be up in arms.
Oh yeah.
But old Joe's got to pay, got to put some money back into that pot when he's throwing it all around. Oh, man, dude. I don't know if you see the commercial, but it, this is one of those deals where it's a good and bad one. It said that Trump was going to stop the taxes on your Social Security. Reagan started them. I forget what I get taxed a year, 2,000 or whatever. I can't remember. But because you're under a different formula. But I'm thinking, okay, based on hearing my mother in the past, they give you an increase on one thing, and then they charge you more on another, which they went from 6,800, $168 a month down to $168 a month. I forget from what. Now it's at 174. And had some change. So that would probably go back up because they got to offset that with something, I'm sure. What easier money to take from somebody than somebody that's on a fixed income like that?
Hey Tony, I got a thing for you. You're big in. You used to be a baseball fan, right?
Yeah.
We had probably what was the worst loss for our Pittsburgh Pirates the other night.
30
What,
nothing.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't last. No, the fact of the matter, Tony, in the top of the seventh inning, we were leading 10-3. Okay, after 7 innings, we had a 7-run lead. Guess what? We lost by 14-10.
Oh, jeez. Well, it's
That
happened
is
to the.
even the announcer at the end of the game after the last out. He's like, "That, my friends, was the worst loss in the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates."
They don't like
You're up.
putting no money. They don't
You're
like
up
putting no money.
10-3. Well, they were
Well,
saying. I listened on talk radio that the ownership made like $68 million last year. I mean, profit. So, yeah, why would you ruin that? Why go out and spend money on real players?
You remember the Expos used to be like the farm team of the Major League Baseball. Everybody got Randy Johnson, Pedro,
Yeah,
Guerrero.
that's the thing. We get a great player, and then they're here like 2 or 3 years, and then they don't want to pay him, so they move on.
Mike Wallach or whatever Wallach, and
Right.
I remember saying, I remember hearing a French announcer going, Larry Walker. He went to Colorado, but now Pittsburgh is the one doing it. They took Barry Bonds into their Hall of Fame. That's probably the only
we had
one
that pitcher Garrett Cole, and now he went to the Yankees and have a really good young pitching prospect now. In a couple of years, he's going to be going off somewhere else. Oh well.
My uncle, man, before I knew anything of where my family state they came to, all I knew is there was some in Pennsylvania. And my grandfather was the only one that came up to Wisconsin that I'm blood relative of. But I said, you're watching a baseball game? They had Pirates and I forget who, Reds maybe. I said, what's your favorite team? He said, Pirates. I thought, the fucking Pirates for? We live in Ohio. I forgot. That's where he, I think my grandfather probably came up to Wisconsin because he didn't want to have to deal with all that other shit with the parents being old, But my uncle didn't get married till he was done paying off their debt, man. They owned a farm, and the house just, oh man, they sold it, but it didn't stay up too long after that. It collapsed. It was so, my great grandparents they ate a lot of cheese and drank wine. Great grandmother died in 55, and the great grandfather died in 62. But they looked every bit the part of old world. Well, my uncle had a big freaking far more than anybody could ever drink. He let the blueberries, whatever they were, ferment or whatever. He put them in a jar, put them downstairs, been on there for years. And I said, what the fuck is that shit he's drinking? I told my cousin, he said, oh, that's I never understood the fermenting process or what happens if you leave a blueberry in a jar for 6 months. I didn't know anything about any of that because I was 12 years old. So I kind of had to figure that shit out as we went along. Sure did love being there, though. We went to Middlesex, Pennsylvania for my cousin Joe's engagement party to his first wife. She was Jehovah. That's what she was. And whatever reason, Claire was a nice looking lady too. But I don't know where the religion thing came into play somewhere. I forget what. Whether he tried to convert her or she tried to convert him or something. Right? They're only married a couple of years, I think. Now he's living in Connecticut somewhere, working for some casino or something. Middle management. Well, I think he has a kid outside the marriage, maybe. Because I asked my other two cousins, his brothers, I said, who's this kid in the photo with his daughters? Well, that's some neighborhood kid that comes around. I'm thinking, what the fuck he talking? What do you, I didn't think, I knew that kind of was bullshit, but I never pressed anyone. And I talked to Joe himself, and I never thought about bringing it up, but the kid looks like kid, like when the young pictures of him. So I'm thinking, because one of his daughters would be my cousin too. She said, she mentioned her brother. The other one never does. So, I don't know. So Joe was born in 55, so he's about, golly, man, he must go on at 69. Is that right? Get that figured out right, 69. He was when he was 17, I think I was 12 or 13. Yeah, man, he's gotta be around. He probably can't quit working because you got paid child support. I don't know. I never asked, and the only ones available for me to ask are his daughters. I'm not gonna ask them. I'm not gonna. Maybe they're sore about that kind of thing. I don't know. I hate to be the only one left in the room that don't know what's going on. Sometimes it gets like that. I don't. One of my friends, Spanish dude, older guy. Well, he was about Robert was he was about, I don't know if he was about 8 years older than me. Some shit, I forget. But anyway, he was seeing this lady that was still married. This lady was the sister of a kid that played for me in the minors. And I didn't know nothing about nothing. I'd see her sitting around, but I don't know. I wasn't thinking that way. And like they bought a house together and then they broke up. He says, I said, what the hell is, he says, you didn't know we were seeing each other? I don't know, man. I don't pry into people's shit. And he said, yeah, I said, I never knew. I didn't know her. I had seen her, but I didn't know whether she was married or not. And I didn't, it wasn't a topic of conversation, after a baseball game. We used to stay there when I didn't have to work. We'd stay there, especially on the weekends. We'd sit there and drink all night. Had a lot of fun with all of that, but I gotta start walking in the morning again. I need to exercise. My lungs need it. I think I'm gonna miss that. I still think I'm gonna just miss my son's wedding. I don't have the passport back yet. Even if I did, during your probation period, you have to be here. So I don't know. I'll buy him and his wife. I'll buy them a couple of plane tickets out here. And if they want to coach, of course, if they want to upgrade, they can do that. I got to clue them in on what not to do things, like the weight limit of luggage.
Well, I flew last week for the first time in like 13 years.
You did what?
And I said I flew last week to Florida for the first time in 13 years I've been on a plane, and I don't miss it, put it that way.
Yeah, I was always
TSA, and
Well, I was always a fearless guy. I never understood that fucking kiosks. I'm like, what is that anyway? I'd see people doing this and that. I never understood. Well, I went on a trip once with an ex-girlfriend, and she's like, oh, then you don't have to stand in line. I go, stand in line for what? Don't you have to stand in line anyway? So it never bothered me any. I mean, if I got to go scan my ticket, except when I was on my way to, where the fuck was I going?
The idiot, I walked through, I still have my wallet in my back pocket, okay? It's a leather wallet, okay? Well, the little x-ray machine must have seen I had a wallet in my back pocket. So I got out of it. The guy says, got anything in your pockets? And I felt around, and I was like, oh. I said, yeah, my wallet. So you had to take my wallet out, open my wallet, look through it, there's a few bills in my credit cards, right? I'm like, what the hell am I going to stash in my wallet,
That probably was a new guy thinking he was the the savior of America or something.
Well, no, it was this young, let's say, what do you call it? Pound challenged individual, right?
Oh,
And I had this shirt on, it's an Air Force veteran or whatever. So he probably, was against military or something. I don't know. But so he's leafing through my wallet. I'm like, what the hell?
no, it ain't happening, man.
I had even asked the guy before I went through. I asked the other guy because I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "I got to take my belt off." He said, "No, the belt's fine." So I get in there and I have my leather wallet in my pocket. Right? I'm thinking that's not going to be no big deal. So, I mean, obviously, I forgot. I should have put it in with my shoes and my whatever keys or coins, cell phone. But it was in my pocket, in my back pocket. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna hide a tiny knife? And some guy in his early 60s who's a veteran is a big threat to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what a crock.
They didn't have to do that, but
then they have these for our special undocumented guests. They give them their free plane tickets. They don't even have to go through TSA, right? They got their own special line where they get waved through, and you don't even know what the hell their name really is because they have no documentation that ever said who they were when they came across, right?
They're
getting their free airfare from the U.S. taxpayer, and they get to go right through. But some guy who's a military, honorably served military veteran, you got to check his damn wallet. I mean, what the hell kind of country do you have now?
Yeah.
Isn't that the biggest freaking joke on the face of the planet? Where you're making your law-abiding citizens live by laws, but then you have another group of people where you're saying, I don't give a shit who you are, just go. Here's some money. We'll pay for your fees, your airfare. Just go wherever the hell you want. Enjoy this wonderful place that all these other suckers are paying for you for, right? Dumbass.
They look at mine, and one guy was like, he's looking at the driver's license, or no, the passport. He goes, oh, on here it says brown. Well, you got blonde hair there. And I'm like, oh, what a fucking observant dude, man. Yeah. Do you know how far apart my pupils are too? I said, hey, I said, I don't have a problem with being made feel safe if I know that's just after the shoe bomber thing, and whatever gets me on that plane, and it eliminates all possibilities of negative shit happening. When I sat down, Southwest Airlines, a cool airline. I don't know. I think they might have changed their what do you call it? But you used to be able to walk in and sit wherever you want. Well, I got my bag checked. It was a pink one too. I just took a traveling like a smaller like a sport bag. You'd have your cleats in and glove and all that because I was flying from Milwaukee to Kansas City and then over to Utah. And that's before I knew that, well, it was after 7/11 or 9/11. So I oh man, I gotta go outside and smoke a cigarette. I didn't realize if you went outside, you had to go do it all over again.
Oh yeah, you got to do it all again.
Well, there I went, man. So anyway, the planes, like I was one of the last ones on because of all that shit I just mentioned. So I see this big area right in the front, and I'm going, damn, how come nobody sits here? You'd be the farthest one off of here. And there was a Iranian guy in there by birth or whatever, that he was a student, and this one guy was just, it was after the shoe bomber thing. This one guy, a tough looking guy, I was going, he's a fucking terrorist. I'm thinking, man, shut the fuck up, because if he is, I'd like to give him every opportunity to change his mind. So I'm sitting next to him, and I said, "Man, you got to let that shit go." Not everybody from everywhere is like that. I mean, we hear what we hear about Iran, but it's a super vacation destination for a lot of people too. There's thousands of Westerners live there. But what's that Steve's guy on PBS that would take a plane trip? You go around the world, experience their music. He talked about the music, the food. His last name was Steve's. But he went, he couldn't shake the hand of the woman or whatever. And, well, they were just explaining the customs, and these guys are driving down the road. They go, "Oh, we love Americans," And none of them had a bad word, really. Yeah, until something radical, wild happens, and all of a sudden, you're the first one they reach out to.
I should have told this TSA idiot. I should have said, "Hey, Einstein, I've spent 38 years in the federal government. You missed the little paper clip I had in my left pocket."
Yeah, yeah.
Dumbass.
Well, I had him check me out when I went to see Bud, and I had a suitcase full of shit too, man. They wanted to see something or other. I had to dig that shit out of my fucking bag. I'm thinking, oh man, but I have to, and because when you're a solo traveler, they're always going to check you out. You're like the prime number one target,
especially if you're a Caucasian veteran. They really go after your ass.
Oh, yeah, well,
you must be a threat.
They tried to act real. They tried to act all secretive on me, but I could see that the lady was making eye contact with another TSA agent. I'm like, oh, whatever, man. And I took
through my stinky underwear if you want to. Have at it.
I get on there. The guy goes, the lady says, "Do you have any
knives, guns, explosives?" Hell yeah, I got all of them.
Yeah. Do you have
pocket here? Sure.
Well, yeah, you do that, man. You ain't going nowhere, dude, for probably months. And I said, she goes, "You didn't."
Huh?
I don't have I don't have what do you call it? In my bag. Oh, do you have a phone in your bag? That shit, like check shit, And I'm like, oh no, of course not. They already know. You just went through two fucking. Oh.
Meanwhile, tons of illegal shit's going right past.
Yeah.
While they're checking you out.
See the problem? The thing is that they never talk about. There is a process in place where you go to immigration and you do all your paperwork. Hey Gary, you do all your paperwork, and then you have to wait in line. But being in America and Democrats that go whatever, fucking go ahead, we'll worry about it later. They want to bypass that process, and they want instant right away. That's people are under they're making it sound as though Republicans don't want anyone from Mexico to be here. There's already a process in place.
You know what? The irony, they didn't tell you? At their Democratic convention, you needed to show ID to get in.
Dude.
They don't want you to show ID to even vote, right?
They
built walls around their convention and they asked for ID to get in. But gee, when it comes to running the country, being allowed in the country, we don't want no freaking ID.
Yeah.
Just have it.
What do you mean I need an ID? Can I just come right back in? You guys let me come over the border or let me come in here?
No way. That's their territory, not in their backyard.
From the few minutes that I saw of Obama's, and there was another one. I just skipped through it on YouTube, and this this is the most pathetic freaking DNC I ever seen. It's the worst. So you're having a person run for office that's running against everything they did, you know. And when you see that cool commercial when they say, bread is 50% up, and this is 50%, and this is 20-some%, and then they'll say that's Bidenomics, you know. Fucking perfect. But I'm fed up with that shit. Let somebody else stress out over that, man. I lost my youth for Humphrey card. You know, that was my guy there, Humphrey. For whatever reason, I liked him way back. He did all this shit for Johnson, took the credit for. Johnson took all this shit, so I'll make you vice president. He fathered, championed all these bills for a lot of stuff that helped a lot of people, and he didn't get credit for it. Johnson got credit for it when it was Humphrey that did all that shit.
It was the just beginning of the downfall of the country. LBJ.
Yeah, well.
Right there.
Why don't these stupid fuckers tape everything they say? Why do they do that shit? You know, what the fuck? He said we got these NIDERS. You know. I got to tell you something funny. I saw. Too bad Ronald ain't here. It was one of those character things like South Park or something like that. Oh, it was a Wheel of Fortune, only with the kind of characters that they have in those other Simpsons or something, you know. And they the word came up, and it said N space GGRS when he named up all these vowels and consonants, you know. And he goes, and he says to himself, well, I don't think I should say that, you know. And it shows the black members of the audience or people playing the game. I don't think I should say that. And he's going, well, 5 seconds, 4, 3, and he says it, you know, and it ended up being naggers.
Yeah.
Oh man! So we had everybody in there, you know, in the audience on watching. Oh my god! You talk about looking like a freaking dumbass.
Which game show was that?
It wasn't a game show. It was just a. I think I saw it on I saw it today or yesterday. It was a game. It was the kind of characters that they put on South Park, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm thinking there ain't no way. I know how a liberal some people are with using the word, but like we all did when we were younger. But when this guy's playing the game show and everything's hinging on this jackpot, you know, and he's going, I don't think I should say that. Well, you know, he started counting down. That guy said what I just said, and then he finds out it said naggers, like being nagged, you know, by a wife. And I went, oh fuck, oh my god, you know how small he felt when he did that. That was perfect setup. Like that. I don't get all these politicians. They tape. Why do you tape your fucking dirt, man? You tape it. There's nothing more concrete than you saying shit yourself. You know, like Johnson said that. Oh, now they signed the civil rights thing. Now we got these enters in our pocket. That's what he said. You know, so yeah, good. I just I always watch a couple minutes here and there of Senate hearing, confirmation hearings, and I would probably stroke out if I was one of the senators. asking somebody a question. I don't have that with me, or I don't remember saying that. But well, you're up for the highest post in the land, lifetime job, and you don't have an answer to something you said 5 years ago, or you said you used to be pretty radical about 20 years ago. Oh, here's Simon. So what's going on, man? Tomorrow's the big day for you guys. But anyway, that was just every time I look at that, when they go, these are your words, not mine. They read the sheet. Well, it must have been then. It must have. What the fuck, dude? You either said it that there is no such thing as a straight answer there. They ask a straight question, and they want a straight answer, yes or no, and they never get it. Always dancing. I'd be like, look, if one of you guys tells me the same shit like that, I'm voting no for everyone. Fuck it. Don't waste my time. Don't beat around the bush. All of a sudden, you're running for a Supreme Court justice, looking for a lifetime appointment, and instead of answering the question, you go into this long dissertation about what all this entailed leading up to that. Let's tell the yes or the no. I would just be, oh my God. Them guys would have me chain smoking, man. Vacation starts tomorrow. Where are you going? You guys got to come to the Philippines, and I'll be right back. I got to make.
You going back to that place where you had the hot tub last year?
Yeah. We want to see a little more video, though.
So have the riots calmed down there, Simon? Are they all over with? Still there, Tony?
Vacation. Yeah, we got the Watergate Hotel here. Watergate, that's not far from there. I actually met the dude. I didn't meet him. When I went to Vegas the first time in '99, G. Gordon Liddy, freaking security guy at the Las Vegas Hilton. Is that Hilton? Yeah, it was off the Strip. It's one of the original hotels. It was right across from that one that had the roller coaster on top. I'm still going, huh? Just what? Just not the mainstream. What do you mean? Just not in the mainstream for what? Whoa. Get up here. Mr. Gary's here. Gary, have you been enjoying your premarital bliss there? I've sent some pics where I'm staying. What do you mean? Where you're staying? What? I missed out on something.
On vacation, probably.
Yeah, to where?
To the place that he sent you pictures of.
I don't have no pictures.
On Messenger?
I've done that. I don't have them. Still going. Me there. You mean you're going with them, huh? Gary. So it's what's just not in the mainstream.
So you're driving, taking a plane, a train, a
Right,
bus,
yeah.
a Tony bus.
You come in here? You come in the Philippines with Maria and the kids? Yeah. They get a shot at that real life here.
My daughter, my youngest daughter from my first marriage, she's going to the Philippines this Christmas with her boyfriend, who's full-blooded Filipino. He's going back for his grandparents' 70th wedding anniversary. Baguio City.
Up in the hills.
Yep. In the mountains.
Yeah.
And so it's my daughter going to be my daughter's first time there.
I kind of miss not
couple weeks there.
I kind of miss not still have fun. Sure. I kind of miss being around the city like that. You know, Makati, BGC, Pasay. Oh. Me, what?
Well, let me hold on. I'm going to exit out of StreamYard for a second to take a look at these pictures on Messenger.
Oh. Where you'll be staying here? You guys coming down this way? I might know the hotel. What's the name of the hotel? Is that Hush Hush?
It says nestled in the. It's a good indication.
What's that?
No, Tony's not drinking. He never drinks. His
Me?
doctor said no mo.
I can't. I'm drinking this Coca-Cola. I shouldn't be doing that. My liver is staging a major coup d'etat. I don't know what the number means. 47. He goes, but you're over 3 times over that. Non-alcoholic fatty liver.
Going down to Tom Jones country, are you, Simon?
Wales or Scotland? Maybe I'll run into Hugh there from Bond movies. She's still kicking. She's been known to have go out and about and have a couple snorts. He wants a safe vacation where people look like him. You got a fucking parrot there or something?
No, that's the alert for texts.
Oh boy. My friend's got one like a bang.
There we go again. Oh my goodness.
Good night tomorrow. Great. Video of what firefighter was caught doing to little girl. Jesus.
What?
Proud to be an American thing. Video of what firefighter was caught doing to little girl at car crash goes viral online. Oh my God, it's like a swift semi car there. Do I what?
He's talking about the twit, Tony.
I have no idea. Well, I have no idea what the alternative source of income was. Maybe it was trying to establish an entire brand new circle of friends. Maybe that petered out. Well, you got to be about that. I don't know. You
Just
could
need
have
some new suckers.
probably should have done two different sources of media at the same time, though. Maybe a day apart, and you don't say nothing to either one. It's just so tough in today's social media. I mean, when I started watching videos on YouTube in 2012, it was just three guys, I think. I was looking
Tony
at.
had to work hard to make his millions on YouTube.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. I ain't kidding. Makes me feel like having a beer. Well, I'm trying to right the ship here because I asked the doctor, I said, look, I only drink about 5-8 beers on Friday. That's it. According to him, with whatever count I had in the liver there, fucking nothing. No sugar, no salt. I'm like, what am I going to eat? My wife said, oh, yeah, I made some fish. I go, yeah, but you salted the shit out of it, man. I can't eat that. I don't know, man. It depends. There again, got a family, so. So who knows?
He's going to be real happy if they jack your retirement age up to 71, huh, Simon?
Oh, man. Yeah, I was telling Kiko, one of commercial was on, and Trump said that he was going to eliminate the tax on Social Security, which President Reagan started, and told us we had to do our fair share. Now, the only problem with eliminating that, which is probably $2,000 a year or so, maybe. I don't know. I hadn't bothered to even look at it, Kiko. You'd know. I had them take out an extra, 5% or whatever, so I could make my $1,200. So,
well, the other side's going to be against that because then that eliminates all that tax money to give away free shit.
Well, they'll do it. They'll take money away from. They'll take that tax away, but then they'll increase the amount you're going to pay for Medicare. So, my mom and dad said, "Man, like the last couple of times."
Because all those visitors need that free Medicare, Medicaid stuff.
Yeah. Oh, don't you just love that shit? I mean, honestly,
yeah.
man,
get Social Security, get SSDI, get everything. You don't have to ever work here. Just sign up. You don't even need a valid Social Security number. Just come on in.
Yeah, if we had a country where we all had it made, we have people that are fucking destitute too, man. They don't have shit. And until you can take care of the people in your own backyard, what the fuck you taking? And then this is why I don't know why we have laws and all this shit. Because like I told you earlier, there's a process, and everybody has to follow that. And I found out when I had my wife did that thing with the USCIS or whatever. That's not a government agency. That's a contract. It's a company doing that for the government. So they're all about recruiting extra family members. Well, with all these people flooding through the gate there, I mean, you can't even, you got people in your own country here. Not everybody's a saint. Not everybody puts forth an effort. Bad and good, good and bad all over the place. But you haven't even, if you're going to throw money at some place and have somebody stay in a hotel, why don't you do that to the homeless people sleeping underneath the highway, bridges?
Why don't you give it to honorably discharged veterans who don't have a roof over their head or food to eat, right?
Yeah. Well,
why don't you give all that free shit to them, huh?
There's only one thing with all of that. And I used to have a bus route where I dropped them off, picked them up all the time. And I used to take an administrator used to ride my bus, guy, and a lot of these dudes, a lot of these guys I knew, they were just fucking losers. That didn't do shit in their lives and wanted a free handout when they could get it. Of course, you can't. Everybody takes advantage of a situation, don't they? But I said, some of these guys that come on there, I had a guy on a scooter, man. I said, and I'm on my way to the Veterans Hospital. That's how our route went through it, And the one guy's on there every day, and he's like wherever, near the side door in the back. And this one particular day, he's in the front. And I lowered a ramp, for this 88 veteran. And both of them were black guys. And I said, hey, you mind sitting over there so I can get this guy on here? No, I ain't moving. I got this thing with my knee. I said, he's shitting me, man. I'm thinking, I didn't add any more to it. I thought, what fucked up is this? And I called up dispatcher later on. He wanted me to, he said I should have called him right there and there and stayed there. I said, yeah, I got this guy, he's on there. What is any other day of the week? That guy's sitting in the back, had no problem with his fucking knee. All of a sudden he does? What? So tomorrow, if these seats aren't available, he's going to ride up there and sitting in the back where he always sits. Oh, fuck. So the guy said, yeah, he goes, you call me because you can't deny them. But also, if there's an 88 passenger, another one that's not in a scooter, you cannot make them move. You can't make them move. So that kind of, I had two cases like that where one guy was just so freaking frail. It was unbelievable, man. And I felt for him, man. I spoke up for him. He goes, "Oh, it's okay." I said, "No, man, it ain't okay." I said, "Oh, the guys were just seniors. Nothing wrong with them. Well, outward or physically, anyway." One guy goes, I said, "Hey, mister, could you get up so I can get this guy?" No, I said, "We got disabled. Look at this guy, the walker. He can barely freaking move it." And guys, I said, "Well, he's got a pretty bad disability." He goes, "Well, I have a disability." I said, "I'm fucking talking about physical, not mental." All these people started laughing. All this shit, all this freedom of, amendment right to call you to fucking any word they want to call you, man. And they can do it legally. But if you retaliate against that person, well, then they're going to charge you with assault. That's fucked up. Gonna make his return. He's probably going to get all kinds of super chats. My friend. Be your friend. They don't eliminate. Yeah. So the other form of social media wasn't paying. Yeah, we're gonna do a what do you call it? We've been on there long enough. So folks, hang around if you'd like to. Say thank you to everybody in the background. I don't think there's anybody there anymore.
Everybody bailed. Good night, Gary.
Yeah, we're gonna be in a hush.
Have a safe vacation, Simon. Enjoy it.
No,
Relax.
Simon will be. Simon is. You guys can hang out if you want. So we'll do a little time on that one. We've been on this one hour 52 minutes. Anyway, nobody watches anymore. All right, hang out. Don't go nowhere. See you later, Gator.
See ya. Christian, if you're out there, I doubt it.